Okay, so today I am joined with Backstage Baseball, and we're going to be talking about the Yankees Andrew Benintendi trade and what the Yankees might do for the rest of the trade deadline. So first, thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. Really looking forward. We got a lot to talk about because the Yankees made a massive move last night, and it's definitely one of their first of many moves coming up.
Without a doubt. So Yankees, if you didn't hear this, they traded for Andrew Benintendi last night. They gave up three prospects, Beckway, TJ Seekman, and Chandler, like Champlain or something. Those names are kind of tough to pronounce, but they got Benintendi. A lot of fans wanted the Yankees to get him. So, what was your first reaction when they got him?
My first reaction was Jack Curry got hacked. That was my first reaction because it was such a short tweet. Then I realized that I went on the Yes Network post game show and I realized that was true. Then my second initial reaction was that it was a steal because we didn't give up any of our top 10 prospects. I don't even think we gave up. I think we gave up a top 15 prospect, but that's it. We did a massive. Brian Cashman did a great job on this trade, especially acquiring a left-handed bat. You see Benintendi's leading off tonight. I think it was a massive steal. Great pickup by the Yankees.
Without a doubt, Cashman is a ninja here. According to MLB Pipeline, they gave up their 19th ranked prospect, their 21st ranked prospect, and then an unranked prospect. In my mind, they only gave up one real prospect here, which is Beck Way, but he's on the older side. He's been pitching all right in the low levels of the minors, but he's the only guy I think has a shot of panning out. So shows the mix of a starter, but Seekman, the other guy, he looks like he's a bullpen arm at best. And Chandler, Champlain, like he's not even ranked. So what a steal for Benintendi. I mean, he's put up around 2.5 WAR so far in the season. He's a contact bat. He's practically the opposite of Joey Gallo. He's hitting 320. He's not hit many home runs, but we don't need that. As you said, he's leading off tonight. He's a perfect leadoff hitter. You don't lose a lefty bat. You have someone who's played on the big stage before. He's won a World Series with Boston. He knows what it means to be a Yankee because he used to be a rival of the Yankees. You're getting the opposite of Joey Gallo here. You're getting someone who I think will handle the pressure really well and is going to hit for a good average. Really good guy to lead off, or someone to stick between Judge and Stanton. Because if you're a pitcher, it's a little easier to attack like three batters who are all the same. If you have Judge and Stanton, Donaldson in a row, just kind of pump fastballs up and in, then throw some sliders away. If you have Benintendi in between them, have a really tough at bat there.
Yeah, 100%. Especially you also have Rizzo there. It creates so much exposure in our lineup, and I really like this addition. Even if you put him leading off, Benintendi leading off, LeMay second, Judge third, it creates so much exposure in our lineup, gives Boone so many more options.
Without a doubt. And the Yankees have another real outfielder here. We've known that Stanton's had some injury issues. Judge, he's always been a little injury prone. It's good to have an outfielder that we can trust. And now having, you can put Hicks on the bench. You can give Judge days off, Stanton days off, while still having really good outfielders there. We didn't have that before with Gallo because every single time Gallo was in the lineup, you felt like the game was already, you felt like you were already starting from a bad point. But now I feel like every single lineup the Yankees put out is going to be really good. And he works especially well in the postseason. You have a guy who hits for a good average, is not going to be overwhelmed by that elite quality of pitching that you're going to verse in the postseason.
Like, also take a look here. You see that the Yankees didn't give up anybody that would impact another trade, possibly for even a guy like Luis Castillo or a guy like Frankie Montas. There's so many other pieces that the Yankees can do. They didn't give up so many pieces in this trade, not so much valuable pieces, so they can even go out and get another two really solid guys.
Without a doubt. You mentioned Castillo, Montas. There's a lot of rumors that they're trying to get one of them. I think the Yankees are not done. They made this move a little bit early. If you remember last trade deadline, they waited until the last 2 days, but they get Benintendi early. It helps them know what they can do for the rest of the deadline, know what prospects they have available to try to get someone like Castillo, because you really do need another ace if you're going to be versing a team like Houston in the postseason, and probably getting someone like David Bednar, because we've had a lot of injuries in the bullpen as of late with King going down. You get someone who fits every single box that the Yankees needed. You need someone who's a left-handed bat, plays decent defense, and hits for high average. You got him, and you did not give up a ton of prospects. Let's see Cashman go all out here, get an elite starter, and get that bullpen back to where it was at the start of the season.
The question with Luis Castillo is, are the Yankees really hugging their prospects, especially a guy like Oswald Peraza? He's hitting really well in AAA. Are they going to want to make the call, or are they going to hug them like Jason Dominguez, Anthony Volpe, and Oswald Peraza? I was listening to the radio on 98.7 today, and I heard they were saying guys like Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera, maybe the Yankees change the way they think about prospects. They think about them as they're all going to pan out. That's not how it works with prospects. About probably 9 out of every 10 are bust prospects. So either Jason Dominguez, Oswald Peraza, or Anthony Volpe, at least 2 of them, maybe even 1 of them, are going to be bust. Depending on the way you think of them, definitely not all 3 of them are going to be the guys you're expecting them to be. And I think the Yankees, the one they're going to be willing to give up is Oswald Peraza, if they're willing to give up any of them.
Yeah, I think Peraza probably has the highest likelihood of getting traded. He's a really good shortstop prospect, has a really good glove. You loved, like, strong defensive shortstops are really valuable nowadays. And he also has a decent bat. Volpe is going to probably need 1 more year in the minors. And guess what? IKF has another year on his contract. So works really well there. Once IKF is gone, Volpe will be back, or will be ready for the Yankees. I think Peraza is the guy you will need to trade to get this. And I think that you should. If you're Brian Cashman, you should be trading guys. And if you want to hug prospects, look back at the Yankees' top prospect list of like 2016, 2017. See how many of those guys panned out. It is shockingly low. It's always fun to look at our top prospects and think, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be raking for the next couple of years. He's going to be amazing. That's not always what happens. The Yankees have a great shot of winning the World Series this year. They have the best record in baseball, but there's a lot of things that they need to do, and I think that they should be aggressive. They should go out and trade some of their top prospects if it means they can get a Castillo and a Bednar, because that makes the Yankees have a great shot of winning the World Series in my mind.
Pablo Lopez is also an option. He's out there with the Miami Marlins. And it depends what price, what teams are asking for. Because a guy like Luis Castillo and Pablo Lopez, even Frankie Montas, they're basically all going to fill that role that you need them to fill. It's just which team is asking for less and which team is going to give you the better deal.
Exactly. With multiple players who fit what the Yankees need, it makes it a little easier for the Yankees. If Castillo was the only starter available this trade deadline, he was the only really good one, the price would be extraordinarily high. But if the Reds are saying, hey, we're not going to give you Castillo unless you give us 3 of your top 5 prospects, the Yankees can go to another team and get, as you said, Frankie Montas, Pablo Lopez. They can negotiate with those teams and see what they can get there. So they're in a really good spot to make more moves.
Just about the only reason I'm not so addicted to this Luis Castillo deal is because the Reds are saying that they want to wait till the end. They want to evaluate what every team's offering them. And I don't know if the Yankees are willing to do that this year. I'm thinking that the Yankees want to attack early in the next 2 or 3 days, and they're not going to want to wait till the end. So I feel like that's the only reason why the Yankees and Luis Castillo might not part ways. Luis Castillo might not get traded, excuse me.
Yeah, very true. I mean, the Yankees have been a lot more aggressive than they have in years past this deadline. And I think that's a really good thing. The Yankees knew that the outfield was an issue. Joey Gallo was an issue. So they attacked early and got Andrew Benintendi. If say Judge went down with an injury and the Yankees had not traded for Benintendi, he would have cost a lot more prospects than what he just cost the Yankees. So I think they should be really aggressive. And if the Reds are holding out, then say, okay, we're not getting Castillo. We'll just go and try to get Frankie Montas. You have options. I think that we will see the Yankees be really aggressive over the next couple of days. I think they might also make some under the radar moves for the bullpen, because we've seen what they can do when it comes to relievers. Clay Holmes, he had around a 5 ERA before he came to the Yankees. Look at him now. He is crazy good. Wendy Peralta, we traded Mike Tauchman for him. Tauchman's been DFA'd more times than I can count. Like, the Yankees are amazing at developing relievers. So I'm kind of torn on what they're going to do for the bullpen if they do go and get someone like David Bednar, or if they get an underrated arm, someone that we don't know of. But I think they're going to try to trade for one of the consensus starters.
Look, if Loaziga and Chapman and even Wandy Peralta can perform along with Clay Holmes, our bullpen is set. I still think we should go out and get one more guy because of injuries and lack of performance, what we saw from Loaziga and Chapman. But right now, Loaziga and Chapman are both looking really good. Wandy Peralta, I don't know what's up with him. He hasn't looked good as of late, but Clay Holmes still looking elite. And I don't know if our bullpen can stay like this. I say got one other arm and we're good.
True. I've been wanting the Yankees to get Kyle Finnegan of the Washington Nationals, or just some type of player like that. Finnegan, he's a decent reliever. He has an ERA in the low fours, high threes. Underlying metrics are slightly better, and he has minor league options. If you trade for someone who has minor league options, if everyone's healthy, you send him down. If not everyone is healthy, you keep him up on the squad and give the bullpen a little bit of extra support there. I think at a minimum, the Yankees need to do that for the bullpen, but I would also not be shocked if they make some big moves to improve it just because of all the injuries we've had. Michael King, Chad Green earlier this season. I think they're going to probably go out and get a nice bullpen arm, or if they don't, they better get a starter.
Yeah, at the time, Clay Holmes was even an under the radar move. Nobody knew who he was, especially me. I looked, I'm like, who is this guy? And then he was elite. So, gotta give Cashman credit. My guess is the reliever that the Yankees are going to acquire, or even a starter, anybody we're not going to know of, and then Matt Blake's going to turn them into a pitching ninja.
Without a doubt. Matt Blake's the pitching ninja. Brian Cashman's the trade ninja. He's been really good over the last couple of years with trades. I feel like Cashman is much better at making trades than he is when it comes to giving players contracts. So let's hope that's true. Let's hope that the Yankees have a great trade deadline.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me. If you haven't already, go to Backstage Baseball's channel and subscribe there for some great Yankees and just baseball stuff in general. So thank you for coming on here.
Thank you so much for having me.